Hello and welcome to Outlook Live again. Chinky, we have Chinky, our editor, Outlook here. So from the numbers, what it I think becoming very clear is that apart from all the hype, apart from all the analysis, apart from all the exit polls that came, etc., there is nothing really to beat for a journalist for to go to the ground, come back with stories, talk to people, come and report to the editors, and bring out issues. So that is one thing I think that with our resources, whatever we could manage, but we fanned out reporters all over the country, and what they brought back to us did not seem, in fact, that is reflecting in what is I think going on right now, isn't it? I mean, that's.
I think so. I think firstly we went back to the traditional forms of journalism and we cut out the noise, and we said to our reporters that we'll try and send everybody across India, and we also adopted a model where a reporter will go to a state which is unfamiliar, so that they are able to stories and
the
how
outsider's advantage.
Exactly, the outsider advantage. And also we also learned in journalism schools that how when a reporter goes to a place which is not very familiar, they're able to see more.
Absolutely.
In terms of they are not biased, and they're not really so we made sure that we are able, I mean, today in this day and age where magazines and print media are struggling, I think we are also very grateful to Outlook, the
Management,
CEO
Indranil
Roy, who actually did not say anything and said that okay, here's the money, you guys use it judiciously. And so we also sent out very young reporters actually, like Zaina, Sharmita, all Vikram Raj, for instance, very young reporters who are in their early 20s.
It's their first time reporting in elections,
and nobody gets that opportunity because we always go for very seasoned reporters. And there's this whole thing about being political in terms of reportage.
But I must say, but even for old fogies like me, it's to go to the ground, speak to the people, and you've gone there with a lot of you've read a lot, you've prepared yourself. But what the surprise is that you get to know that the ground throws up. It's absolutely unmatched. It's completely. Like because I traveled as in the Marathwada belt in Maharashtra, from Solapur, Aurangabad, Nashik, Bombay, etc. And there was real farm distress. The onion farmers were not getting the prices that they were hoping for. In fact, they were getting half of what they had they had got 6 months ago because of an export ban. So these are local issues. Like
and onion is a huge thing, because remember onion, the legacy of
onions have brought down elections, brought down governments. So I think that in fact that is the point. I think the central government was a little apprehensive about inflation, so they didn't want the onion prices to shoot up, so they had put this ban on exports. And that on the ground, I mean, for us it's fine. In Delhi and Bombay, it's great that onion prices have gone down and the customer is happy. But how it matters to the farmer there, he's sold, I mean, he's expecting a price of what he was getting about 45, 47 rupees. It's come down to 17, 18. Exactly. So what does he do? His input costs are the same, and most of them are small farmers really. So there is, so the distress is real. So in soya bean, in cotton, then of course the Marathwada agitation itself. Again from far away, it doesn't seem like a big thing, but when you're there, we met Manoj Jarange Patil, and the kind of following he has, it's amazing. So it's a serious issue.
And you travelled a lot, in fact, from Vijayawada to.
We did from this coast of from Vijayawada and Andhra Pradesh. We travelled through Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, then Maharashtra, and ended in Bombay. So all through, even in what I think is showing a little bit in the assembly polls in Andhra Pradesh, how TDP is making a comeback. There was a lot of anti-incumbency. See, I think that 10 years to rule in India is a tough job. There will be an anti-incumbency, whether it is Uttar Pradesh, whether it is Andhra Pradesh. To continue for a chief minister for 10 years is a very difficult task. So there is a natural anti-incumbency is there among people. They wanted more, didn't get so much. So I think that is what our reporters brought back. And you were in Coimbatore. I mean, and the star candidate there with so much talked about, etc., doesn't seem to be doing so well right now. I mean, it's all very early trends. I mean, to keep on reiterating, things may change. But so in Coimbatore, for instance, I mean, the report you wrote was so, it's an eye-opener for for so many of us here, though I'm from the south.
Yeah, no, I think the interesting thing about Coimbatore was when we went there and we landed in a rally, which was by the DMK, and Rahul Gandhi had come, and there were like lakhs of people there, 1.5 lakhs, and I have never seen a rally like this in
numbers.
that sense. Like never been in a rally like that.
Yeah.
And I thought that there was this whole thing about online and offline, this election.
Yeah.
So online you would see a lot of things which ran almost contrary to what you would see on the ground.
Correct.
Because there we were there, in Coimbatore, the BJP doesn't have that many cadres. People were even saying Annamalai's deposit would be taken, or all kinds of things.
Yeah.
But, the DMK came across as a very strong party over there. And
Yeah.
social justice and Dravidian politics is, a lot of people had written it off. But I don't think it's very much alive. And we spoke to a lot of people. I think there's a lot of, what I felt was there was a lot of arrogance on part of certain candidates. And I think that also translates into this,
Right.
voting behavior.
Right.
And the other thing we went to Kashmir, which obviously only has 3 seats, but very important in terms of elections because the BJP has talked about Article 370 and the abrogation across India, even in the south, right? So I thought that was very interesting to note. So at Outlook, we also picked places very wisely in terms of where, like we picked Coimbatore because there was this communal politics situation happening. The gateway was through this communal politics and the riots in Coimbatore that happened.
Yeah.
So all kinds of things. So
absolutely, like Maharashtra was going to be this
completely
deciding state in some ways because it's like it's got the second largest numbers after UP, and it's a very important the seats there. So so that was the other thing. We picked and chose not just the states, the regions, in fact. Like say Rakhi would go to Western UP. There was a lot of there was farm district. There were a lot of other political.
And given the fact that we are still a very small organization and we don't have the kind of resources.
This is all we are actually.
This is all we are, and our reporters worked very hard. In fact, everybody worked really hard, and it's very difficult to cover elections in this kind of weather. We all got sick and everything. But the old form of a print reporter, in the sense that a print reporter goes, understands the situation rather than just doing these quick bites and jumping to conclusions very quickly. We keep telling our reporters that we don't have to be biased. We have to understand things, and I think the young energy. I think it's a great.
Is absolutely, that's absolutely correct. And this deep interview that a print journalist is able to do, instead of it's not a question of talking to 10 people. It's a question of talking to that one person.
Exactly.
Who's going to give some insight. So that happens only. That can come only with time, with energy. With you got to spend time. You got to have the resources to do that.
No, and also we are not that. We don't jump to conclusions that quickly. Let's say if we see something, it's not like we will say, okay, this is it.
Right.
We also go. This is all about behind the scenes kind of situation where we go and look at things, and I'm very happy that our reporters did so much hard work in today's day and age and were not really swayed by what other media was saying.
The hype.
We don't take sides. We said in the beginning also, I think the first issue was very apt. We looked at ideology, and I think a week or 2 later, Rahul Gandhi also announced that this is an ideological battle. And I think in that issue, we looked at the kind of ideological situations, like the ups and downs that have happened, which parties have continued to, retain their ideological positions and which parties have diluted. And I think that really mattered. And I think we started the elections with that. And then I think we then sent out, and we also did that reporter's guarantee. Because everybody was talking about this guarantee. And we thought ground reporter, with all their honesty, is the guarantee.
Exactly. And that really seemed to have worked for our coverage. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining.